Chapter 10: Promoting Safety and Health. Scope: Importance of health and safety, Organizational safety program, Role of supervisor, Health hazard and stress. So by the end of the lesson, you'll be able to determine the cause of the accident and how to prevent it, list the roles of the organization and supervisor in safety program. Importance of health and safety. Why is it important? Why do we need to concern? Because it costs something. For the direct one, the tangible cost is about injury treatment for the staff, right, when they got an accident, and also cost of product damage. This one are obvious. Next one, intangible cost. Let's see, over here, loss of time and productivity. So in that case, mean like once you got the accident, right, you need to reproduce. So that reproduction takes time, right, and it affect to the productivity. Next one, loss of employee retention. So if there are so many accidents occur in the workplace, the people feel unsafe, right? They quit. You cannot keep them. So more turnover mean more money that you spend too, right? Next one, it will cause the bad reputation. Yeah, they will talk about that. The reputation will go down. So what if the reputation gone down? How could it cost money? These will affect to recruitment and selection. So if the company got a bad reputation, it will be difficult to find a good employee, right? So in that case, it costs something more to find good employee. And also the bad reputation can affect to the marketing too. The cause of accident. Make it easy. Left one are human, right one are non-human, right? So yeah, they make mistake, they didn't pay attention, they dream, right? And then human deficiency. This one because of they got lack of knowledge or skill. So look on the right side, non-human, workplace, work environment, yeah, around their intersection. Tools and equipment, is that are they in the good conditions to work? Are they the suitable one or not? Right. Next one is the physical plan. This one is about building itself. Right. Do they have a proper temperature, lighting? Right. Right. Next one, accident rate in organization. So the rate of the organization can relate to these variables. Now, first one is size. Yeah, bigger may be more difficult to control the accident, right? Next one, the schedule, night shift, split shift. This one will affect directly to the employee performance and how much they focus in the work, right? So if the schedule is bad, no off days for a month, stay in a night and day shift swapping around, that would increase the chance of accident. Next one, type of industry. Of course, the action one type of job that they have more action has more rate of accident, the serious accident than the administration one. And then the last one, the worker or the people behavior, right? So if they are disciplined or if they are reckless, right? If they don't care, of course, in that organization will have more chance to get more accidents. This one we will talk about that when we go to the class, yeah? What are the accidents in the hotel and restaurant that you can think about, think of. Organizational safety program. So for the organizational safety program, there's a role of organization as follows. Let's check it one by one. First one, establish safety committee. Why do we need a committee members for those for the safety program? Firstly, to create fix or design, right, the program, and then follow up, give the information, observe, and put the information to the program. So basically, some people to work on them. Next one, publicized safety statistic. Why do we need to put the statistic, this one on? This one is on the in industrial one, right? If you go to, last time I went to Macro, I saw one, two, right, the big one, the big sign around there. And then they do say that how many last accident occur. When was that? When was the last time, right? 340 days over here. 340 days that they didn't have any accident. And the target is 365, which is 1 year without accident, right? And this is the highest, right? The best record is 385. Why do we need to put this type of information on, right? To here is like almost there, right? To motivate people to keep the standard procedure to prevent the accident, right? And then like, okay, right now the record is 385. Can we make it 1.5 years? Can we make it 2 years? Things like that. This is to communicate and motivate people to help on the organizational safety program. Yeah. Next one, establish the safety action. This is only the example, like what to do in the case of fire, right? This one should be the sign to put on. But actually, it's supposed to be the manual, and the manual for each department, right? What is the safety procedure, such things. So organization need to provide this, create and provide this to the staff. Next one, the role of organization. The next one is the get the training program. Yeah. Still on the organization role, there are some to prevent the accident. We need to design a safe work environment, and those are the items to promote the safety environment. For example, handrail, helmet, safety goggles, warning light on the machine, self-correcting mechanism on the machine, automatic shutoffs, right? So those example mostly on the industrial one. So what about the hotel? Let's see. This one, the slicer machine. This one for the kitchen, hotel's kitchen. I got cut once when I was a trainee, when I used this machine, the slicing machine, right? Because I was not trained well. However, I mean, this is the clip, the example of the machine that work automatically. So you don't really need to, it will reduce the chance of accident.
Increase the efficiency of your deli by bringing the 12-inch automatic medium-duty meat slicer from Avantco into your kitchen. Whether you have a small butcher shop or a market selling meats and cheese, staff and customers alike are going to love the quick, consistent results they get.
So basically for this one, you just need to set it up and then let it work, right? So it reduces chance to get an accident. And of course, it costs more money to buy a machine, right? And then there are some other devices, ergonomic devices. This one mean like a design for safety. Over here, good example, the chair that can, the seat that you can adjust the level and it like stable too, right? So in this case, you are stay in the correct angle and work proper, reduce the chance for the accident, right? Stable and like multi-level. This one is interesting. It's just a gadget, a piece of plastic that help you open a can, right? In case that you need to open many cans in a day. Yeah, this one will help and reduce the accident. No nail broken anymore, right? Third one, this is like kind of impressive for me. Yeah, the safety tray. Yeah, with this type of tray, you will not like drop the glasses, yeah, like almost zero chance to drop the glasses. However, yeah, it looks safety to me. Yeah, it looks safe, but depend on the perspective. Some people might look at it and look and seems like unprofessional. Yeah, you cannot handle it well, so you need a device to help that. However, those are the devices to help in, yeah, hospitality business. Role of supervisor. Right. For the supervisor, right, the role in the safety program are inspect the area routinely, yeah, check around, coaching, training, how to do the work safely, right? Motivate them, yeah, work safely, motivate them to work safely, lead to the leading effective safety meeting. Yeah, and personally, I would say that it's supposed to be the committee too, right? And last one, in the case of accident, they need to investigate and determine the cause. Why is it? Because the person is working over there in the area and he knows the job well, right? Supervisor and manager, they know the job well. So in case of accident, they would be the best person who know why was it occurred. Employee health. Unlike the safety issue, the health issue is from the effect from the workplace to the employee in a long period of time. Yeah, it just not sudden happen. Okay, the employee health around here, they're talking about the common health hazards. For example, air quality, toxic, cigarette smoke, harmful fume, inadequate, not enough lighting, sick of building, headaches, I would say office syndrome, yeah. However, those are the example. And to minimize them, you just get rid of this factor, the bad factor, as simple as that, right? If the air quality is not good, see why is it not good, right? And then fix it then. That is some kind of straightforward, isn't it? Right? However, for the example from the hotel, yeah, from my experience, I found a chronicle injury. Chronicle injury is like you get hurt like for a long time, like it never get better. Actually, it happened to me when I was in England and then I worked like 13 hours a day with the bad shoes, right? So like standing around on the bad shoes for a long time. I mean, like I didn't notice it is because of the shoe. I thought it was because I working for too long. Maybe actually both factors, right? So it was like it hurt for forever until I changed the shoes, right? And it got better. So I just noticed that oh, it is because of the shoes or the floor. Now, another places, it was in another place in Canada. The the floor is like it's not equal, right? It just kind of incline a little bit, right? So I was standing in the wrong position for like whole day, every day. In that case, it can cause the chronic injury too, right? Maybe my hips, right, might just like gone on the wrong, dislocate or get in the wrong shape. Luckily, I didn't work there for too long, right? So those are like the common health hazard and the hotel, the example from my experience. Okay, next one, stress. This one is more interesting, right? Stress can cause by over work overload. Yeah, working for too long, you feel bad, you feel stressed, right? Unsolved conflict. This one, when you got conflict and then it was staying there, same old thing for long time. You get stressed on that. Like again, is it just same problem again, right? You taking wrong order again. I have to recook again. Those type of thing give you the stress too, right? Autocratic supervisor. This one is like dictator supervisor, right? So when you get shout a lot, yeah, of course you feel stressed, right? And the last one, interesting, intense and prolonged competition. If you compete with someone for too long, it's like forever competition. It makes you feel stressed too. This one, actually, I got everything on my work experience. Yeah, but this one is interesting. I don't have the intense with people, but I have with the machine, right? The printer, actually. So when I work and then I have to compete with the printer, the order printer, all day, not all day, like two-thirds of my work, right? For every day, for months and months, right? It gives me stress. And then when I go home, I go to sleep, I dream about the printer. So that is horrible, right? So when I go to sleep, it just start printing, and I was dreaming that I have to cook and then finish the ticket, and it just keep printing and printing, and whoa, that is very stressful, and that is one of the reason I leave the job. See, it really affect to the staff, yeah, health and safety. So to minimize them, there are some good program around here too. So Employee Assistance Program, EAP, right? This word you may hear that when you go to the training, to the working in the organization. Yeah. So this one is a program to help the staff. For example, counseling, yeah. Counseling, help you นะ about แม่อะไรเงี้ย wedding ใช่ไหม your couple life, your family, financial. So this type of program, it depends นะ what topic, what issue do they have, but this is the EAP is the program that create to help the staff. uh, well, I don't see one in the hotel as I experienced. But I see one of these programs, similar program in NIDA when I studied for the master degree. They have psychologist clinic in the college, in the institution. So if you have a lot of homework and you feel stressed on the study, you can go to the clinic and then talk with the psychologist to help you. So that's kind of EAP program too. Yeah. And another one is the wellness program. Wellness program, actually, yeah, actually both of them are the part of the compensation, right? Indirect compensation, financial indirect compensation, if you can remember that. Yeah, so this one is like, yeah, quit smoking, yeah, fitness and nutrition, education, other things, anything to cheer up the employee, right? So those are the program. Like it can be anything, movie club, things like that, right? Anything to reduce the stress of the employee. Yeah. So, in summary, for this lesson, we learned about importance of health and safety, organizational safety program, role of supervisor, health hazard and stress. Chapter 11, Managing Employee Discipline. Scope, categories of difficult employee, approaches to discipline, disciplinary actions, positive approach discipline. By the end of the lesson, you'll be able to identify the categories of difficult employees, explain the hot stove rule, apply the disciplinary progressive action to the case study, employee discipline. So, they mentioned that this area, the discipline is there, this employee discipline. This is concerned as the most difficult area on HRM function. Many times that employee or the staff doesn't want to do what they should do, right? So dealing with people is difficult, even we have the rules on the company sides. However, the person who actually need to deal with any unbehaved employee is the manager. Why? Because the manager is a person who know exactly what need to be done, right? In the workplace, in that section, in the responsibility, and Also, he or she is a person who in charge and then solve the problem around here. So manager is the first person who deal with this unbehaved unbehaved employee. There are four big categories of difficult employees as follow. Yeah. First one, ineffective employees. This one mean they don't really do their work good. Mean like lazy, right? Not effective, like slow, lazy, chatting too much, such things like that, right? So it will affect to the productivity of their work. Next one, alcoholic or substance abusing employee. Yeah, alcohol and drugs, right? So yeah, this would occur over here. They say that it can be helped by EAP. Again, yeah, EAP could help. So it depends. Would you like to help them or not helping them? Next one, theft, fraud, and other illegal acts, right? So if it's illegal, of course, it's against the rule of the company. So this category is like mostly about the stealing or cheating, right? In the workplace. Earlier, I told you that I'm gonna share about this type of cheating in the class. I mean, cheating in the hotel to the class. So we will talk about this. If you would like to know, ask me once we have a class together, and I'll tell you how did they cheat and how did they catch them. Catch them if you can. Yeah. So this one's quite serious. Yeah. Next one, rule violation. Okay, this one is like sleeping on the job. I mean, rule violation. Do not clock in, clock out, right? Abusing supervisor, and also selling the, I mean, like give the information to the other company, those such things, right? Rude to the customer, being rude to the customer. This also in this category. Okay, so these are four big categories. Which one, categories of difficult employees? Which one of these four do you think it would is the worst case? I mean, like it's really the most critical for the hotel business. Tell me once we are in the class, okay? Approaches to discipline, hot stove rules. So, if you accidentally touch the hot stove, you get burned, right? Would you do it again? Intend to do it again or not? Possibly not, because there are four facts around there that happen. Let's see one by one. First, it immediate burn, right? Your hand get burned immediately as you touch it. That is the fact. Next one, warning system. Normally, you probably know that the stove is hot. You will get burned if you touch it. Third one, consistency. If you touch the hot stove, you get burned no matter how many times you touch it, right? Yeah, some people may touch it again, but normally not. Right? Every time you touch it, you get burned. You get burned. And last one, impersonally. Whoever touch it, not just because of you, whoever touch it, they got burned, right, on the hand. So this is the hot stove rule. This is what we can apply to the unbehaved employee. Let's see. So if one of the staff show up late, so even as a manager, how do we apply the hot stove rule to this person? Immediately burn. Just take the action straight away, right? As you notice that the person come late, do the action, but you need to make sure, yeah, that the person really come late, not just need to make sure, right? And then do the action immediately. Okay, so just like when you touch the hot stove, it burn immediately. Next one, the warning system. As the hot stove, they said that people know already, should know that the stove is hot, right? But for applying for the situation, you need to remind the person about the rules that was mentioned before, possibly in the orientation or the first day of working, right? So let them remind the person, oh, you know the rules already, you should not come late. And then this is the warning system. They notice that they already they are already informed that should not come late. They know the rules already. Then consistency. You need to inform the person that the person will get the disciplinary action. Again, if you come late again, it's wrong. You get the disciplinary action again, right? So not just because of this time. It will happen every time you come late. Yep. And then last one, impersonally. Earlier we said that stove burn everyone, right? So as a manager, you need to ensure that this action is because of the violation, because the person come late, right? Violate the rules. So there's nothing personal. It's not because of you. It's because of your behavior. It's because of the violation that you made, right? So this is the way that we apply the incidence of the hot stove rules, of the touching hot stove on the hot stove rules to the situation, right? So make sure that immediately action, make them notice that they were informed before about the rules. Make sure that it will happen every time that you violate the rules. And then there's not personal, right? Nothing personal, impersonally. Then the progressive pattern of disciplinary action. So from the lowest one to the highest one, right? The lowest level is verbal warning. So just informal or private. This is like, okay, coming late, right? Arriving late. So, Mr. A, please notice that you come late. Please do not do it again, right? And follow this stage of the hot stove rule too. Next one, if the person was verbally warning already and still do the same mistake, that will be the written warning. This one, the difference is this one is formal and the employees, this one must be report to the HR, right? So normally with the written warning, there is a form to fill up, right? From both sides. I mean, like the incidents, the name, incidents, what happened, violation, rules number, things like that, and then signed by the manager and also signed by the person who violate, who misbehave. So they need to agree on that, and then this paper will go to the HR office and it will be record. So it's pretty serious already. Normally in the company, they give like 3 chances for the employee. 3 written warning is termination, is fire. Next level, suspension. So this one is maybe after written warning or maybe a very big mistake, big violation. So in this case, they will be off work without pay. So they call suspension, right? Okay, so 2 weeks, you are away for 2 weeks without pay. Things like that. Suspension, this is kind of like very serious one. Actually, it happened once in the hotel in London. Yeah, a butcher was angry so much and then he threw and hammer the meat tenderizer to the person. Actually, he threw the hammer. He threw the hammer to the wall just to scare the person. But that is very danger, right? So he got suspension for that, and not much longer that he worked. He got termination. That's the one, right? So termination is fire, So it must be a very big mistake, right? Or 3 written warning or some other thing after suspension, right? So from the lowest level to the highest level, right? So normally it will be like go like level by level, but sometimes it's just like straight to termination. So think about that. What case that bring the staff to the termination straight away? Now, I would like you to watch the clip and see how the manager applied the hot stove rules and the progressive pattern of the disciplinary action to the case. There are 2 cases.
Of all my responsibilities as a manager, the toughest one for me is disciplining people. Ron just isn't performing at the level that he needs to be. His main job right now is to do the weekly production report. But the only thing he seems to focus on is the company fantasy baseball league. I'd like to just ignore it, but this problem isn't fixing itself, and sooner or later, I'm going to have to do something.
I just don't know what to do about Lisa. She shows up late every other day, takes breaks whenever she feels like it, and when I try to talk to her about it, she pretty much ignores me. It's confusing to me. I take pride in my work, and I don't really understand someone who doesn't.
So click on a cell.
Step 1 in the process is to provide coaching and training to the employee. Behavior problems are sometimes the result of inadequate skills or knowledge.
You feeling more comfortable now with the new reporting software? It's a bit more complicated than what you were used to.
It's definitely more complicated, but I think I'm picking it up.
Good. Let's get together this afternoon. We'll review some more of the new features. What do you say, 3 o'clock?
Sounds good.
In this beginning phase, you informally do what you can to help the employee recognize and solve the problem.
Lisa! Morning. Listen, I noticed you've gotten to work late 3 or 4 times in the last couple of weeks. Is there anything going on that you want to talk about or that I can help you with?
No, just had some car trouble this morning, but I took care of it, so everything's good.
Okay. It's just that it is important you show up on time. You've read the company guidelines about tardiness, right? You know that being on time is important here.
Darren, don't worry about it, okay?
Now it's time to get the employee's agreement to change. Make sure they know exactly what they're committing to.
Do you agree that you'll start showing up for work on time and that you'll stop taking unauthorized breaks during your shift?
I'll try.
Lisa, trying won't make it happen. Now, I know you can do everything that we're asking of you because you did when you first started here. I'm asking you to make a real commitment.
Okay. I'll do it. Shouldn't be a problem.
Great.
Ron, do you agree to get your reports in on time from now on? And to check it over to make sure any mistakes are corrected in time before the meeting?
That's what I've always been trying to do. So, yes, I will get my report in on time and reduce the errors.
Next, you both need to come up with an action plan together.
I'd like to help you with this. How about if Drew Snyder tutors you on your job skills a few times a week?
I've been here 3 years longer than Drew.
I know, but I think that Drew has a better understanding of the new reporting system than you do. Let's see if he can help you raise your skills.
Okay.
And I know that you and a couple of the other employees are really into a fantasy baseball league. And that's great. Just try not to let it interfere with your work.
I don't think it interferes with my work.
That's good. I'm just reminding you not to participate in it while you're on the clock, okay?
Sure.
In the coming weeks, you'll be monitored pretty closely. I'll follow up weekly to see how you're doing. If we see improvement, then everything's fine.
And if not?
If your performance doesn't improve, the next step will be a short suspension.
Wow, Suspension? That won't be necessary. I can totally be here on time, and I'll call my friend back at lunchtime.
In summary, what we learned today are categories of a difficult employee, approaches to discipline, and disciplinary actions.